Snap going to Milroe. Looking deep downfield, looking for Williams. Comes back, makes the catch, trying to split defenders, makes them bang into each other, stays on his feet, breaks a tackle, scores, scores, scores. Ryan Williams, one play, 75 yards. 4 plus 2 equals 6, and Alabama regains the lead.
And now we'll need to go for 2.
Two touchdowns in 2 plays from 2 teams. 2:18 still on the clock here in the 4th quarter. It ain't over, but dear Lord in heaven, I feel better than I did 30 seconds ago.
What's up, college football world? It's your boy JB coming to you with Alabama's continual dominance over the Georgia Bulldogs. Just like I predicted. Then we got, does it get any bigger than Alabama, Georgia? Holy. Alabama, Georgia, week 4 at the end of September. Whew. Alabama, Georgia. Well, Kalen DeBoer, I hope you continue to own Georgia like Nick Saban has. That's going to be a tough game. That's a toss-up game. Alabama is going to win it. Alabama going to win the game, okay? Damn, Georgia. Alabama going to win that game. We're going to continue to dominate, okay? Obviously, it's going to be a tough game, but that's a hell of a SEC opener against the top team, one of the top teams in the division, and definitely the top team in the East. Got Bama winning that, right? At the beginning of the season, that we would take care of business, to believe in Kalen DeBoer. Why, JB? Why believe in Kalen DeBoer? Well, Kalen DeBoer has a 90% win rate as a coach. Then when he came to the power conference of college football, he has a 30-3 record. He's 6-0 against Sark, Steve Sarkisian, Kirby Smart, and Danny Lanning of the Oregon Ducks combined. Okay? So if he has a 90% win rate, he's 30-3 in big conference, and he's like 13-2 amongst ranked teams in the power conferences. What did you think he was going to do? Now that he has the best collection of talent in all of the nation, and he's a winning coach with a winning culture with some of the best talent in the country, he's going to do well, Bama fans, college football fans. And he did it against Georgia last night. I was extremely happy with the team. They understood the assignment. Primetime game against your arch rival who you've been playing well against over the last couple of years. Came out of the gate. No wait till halftime. Out of the gate, 28-0 by the second quarter. 28-0 by the second quarter. Jalen Milroe finished the game with 374 yards, 107 passing, 374 yards passing, 117 yards rushing, and 4 total touchdowns. The defense was phenomenal for 2.5 quarters. So if I do have a knock, it is Alabama got a little lax in the 3rd quarter, took the foot off the gas, and obviously Georgia got back in the game. The defense was flawless through the first half, man. Carson Beck ended up with 3 interceptions and 1 fumble. But the defense was solid until they, took their foot off the gas. But when you think about it, it was a tale of 2 halves. So here's why I commend Alabama. Georgia came all the way back and took a 1-point lead with 2 minutes left in the game. Okay. Came all the way back from a almost 30-point deficit and lost the lead. They were lackadaisical on offense and defense in the second half. But what I appreciate the most is Jalen Milroe snapped out of what was going on And in one play, took the lead back with one of the most spectacular, it's going to go down as one of the greatest plays in this rivalry and probably one of the greatest plays in college football history. That sensational 75-yard touchdown to Ryan Williams, the 17-year-old phenom in Alabama, and he's from Alabama, Saraland. Let's go. The way he caught the ball, the juke and the spin, and then the speed to get to the outside, and it was a race to the pylon. I mean, it was absolute. In one play. I thought we was going to have to march down the field and hopefully kick a field goal. I'm worried about our field goal kicker. He looks a little shaky. But I was like, man, we're going to have to march down the field, try to kick a field goal. One play. True freshman, Ryan Williams. And then it was a true freshman, Zabien Brown, who they was trying to pick on with the veteran receiver transfer from Miami. He got a pass caught on him, and then he broke up a pass, and they tried to go to him with a back shoulder. He had one of the most sensational high-pointing the ball interceptions, true freshman Zabien Brown. So you had a true freshman win the game, then you had a true freshman close the game. What I love about Ryan Williams, before I said he was going to be the real deal, you know how people are, Alabama ain't played nobody. You played Western Kentucky. You played Central Florida. You played Wisconsin. I said, okay, I'm gonna keep my mouth shut until they played the best team in the country, the Georgia Bulldogs. And what did he do? 7 targets, 6 catches, 177 yards receiving, and the game-winning touchdown in the most crucial part of the game. Now, the biggest part of Ryan Williams, he had 2 big plays in the second half that both led to our 10 points. He had that sensational catch in the middle of the field where he was juggling it. That led to a field goal drive, and then he had the touchdown to win the game. So Ryan Williams is the real deal. If he keeps his head straight, he comes from a good family. He keeps his head straight, keeps his mind focused on football and the better things in life. He will go down as one of the greatest football players to ever play football. You marked it here first, okay? Moving forward for Coach Kalen DeBoer, I mean, what a way to open up your SEC debut against the best team in the country that I feel was the Georgia Bulldogs. If he doesn't let his foot off the gas again and continue to have success in the SEC and at Alabama, Kalen DeBoer, what you're going to witness is the greatest transition of power from coach to coach, probably in all of sports. You're following Nick Saban, who has a statue out in front of the stadium with his 6 championships, and the field is named after Nick Saban. And if you immediately follow this man after all of Nick Saban's success as a living legend and considered the greatest coach of all time, Kalen DeBoer handled Georgia. I mean, that first half was complete and utter domination. And what's going to get lost in the sauce is Georgia came back in the game and ended up being a one-score game. But the resilience of Alabama and Kalen DeBoer to, once the lead was lost with 2 minutes left in the game, they came back and they bounced back. He rallied his team and they closed out the game. They won the game. Kalen DeBoer dominated Georgia. Kirby Smart didn't know what hit him in that first half. Now they adjusted and made the game close. But if Kalen DeBoer matches his first half against Georgia and gets his team to play like that through the rest of the game, it's going to be the greatest collection. You're giving Kalen DeBoer his greatest collection of talent, no less than 4 and 5 stars. He's a 90% win rate coach. He's 30-3 in the conference. He's 13-2 against ranked teams. He's going to have a tremendous amount of success. And you're giving him his best collection of talent. So Kalen DeBoer already bringing a winning culture, already bringing a winning style of calling plays to a university historically is one of the best, if not the best ever, as far as success in the program of football. It's going to be probably the greatest transition of power from coach to coach. Phil Jackson, Red Auerbach, Coach Wooden, Greg Popovich, Pat Riley, Lou Holtz, all of the great college coaches of football. Nick Saban is the GOAT, right? He's the GOAT of college football. And for Kalen DeBoer to have that courage to follow Nick Saban and be performing like this already is a very, very, very good sign. Alabama fans, I hope this laid to rest whatever you had reserved for Kalen DeBoer is questioning him. This dude is going to be fine in the SEC. Okay? That first half against Georgia, how he dominated them. Now, the second half, you got to work on that. Like, you don't want to let a team like Georgia off the hook and get them back in the game, but you got Vanderbilt and South Carolina coming up, and then you got the big game against Tennessee. But Kalen DeBoer, man, I'm just thrilled at how he had that team come out and handle Georgia. So the dominance of Georgia continues from Nick Saban to Kalen DeBoer. You love to see it. I love it when we beat the Georgia Bulldogs. I'm overjoyed. I wasn't overjoyed watching the second half, but I'm overjoyed now that I had time to sleep on it. Jalen Milroe continued to play well. Ryan Williams continued to produce at such a young age. I like our defense, man. Our defense, I really like our defense. So we dominated Georgia. This might not be the last time we see them. So we got to continue to dominate them. And with that being said, roll!